Hello, I'm Sharon Dowsett. Welcome to my flute lessons. Today I'm going to be talking about posture. Correct posture is really important when you're playing the flute. It will make sure you've got enough space to take really good deep breaths, which is very important for playing a woodwind instrument. Then trying to avoid any tension in your back, neck and your shoulders is really important to be able to play with a lovely, free and open and rich tone. And then also we want to try and avoid any tension in our fingers or arms. So I'm going to start from the bottom and work my way up the body. First of all, stand with your feet hip width apart, equally spaced and with equal weight spread between the feet, rather than more on one side or the other, or crossing your feet over. So spaced equally with equal weight between the two. Then travelling up to the legs. You want straight legs, but you don't want to lock the knee back. So not bent either, somewhere in between. Try and keep your legs very free and the muscles not gripping and tense. Travelling up through the torso, again try and keep everything really free and relaxed. Try and imagine that you're stretching down from your spine and through your neck there, so that's lovely and elongated. Low shoulders, spread this distance between your ears and your neck. When you bring your flute up, make sure that you don't bring your shoulders up with the instrument, just the instrument, and also try and avoid going forwards to meet your flute as well. So I'm going to bring my flute up. I'm going to make sure that it's pressed in firmly enough not to slip around against my lip. Also, I don't want it to be completely horizontal. It's dipped slightly, so my head is going to have to tilt slightly too to make sure that the angle that I'm aiming the air at is exactly straight on with the embouchure hole. And this means that my right shoulder isn't going to get tense and sore and achy. So you have freedom to move around as long as you're maintaining the angle here and not letting anything change at the top part of your body. I'm just going to talk a bit about positioning now. You might have noticed that I'm not actually facing the camera. My head is facing the camera, but my body isn't. So think about a clock face here. Imagine there's a clock face drawn around the floor in front of you, all around you, and you're standing in the middle of the clock and you want to be looking up to the 12 there, straight ahead of you, which means your body will actually be at a slight angle almost between the 1 and the 2 o'clock. So rather than me facing straight on here, I'm twisting slightly. What this does is it means that when I bring my flute up, I've got this lovely open space here, which means I can breathe properly and my arms aren't going to get sore. Whereas if I was playing straight on like this, there's much less room here and my arm starts to feel the tension really, really quickly. So remember, as I was saying, we want to try and avoid any tension going through the fingers, the wrist and the forearm there, trying to keep everything really light. Sometimes you might need to play sitting down. So this might be because you're at the very beginning of playing the flute and you sometimes feel a little bit dizzy, which is kind of normal to start with. Or you might be playing in a band or an orchestra and you might actually need to sit down. So when you're sitting down, you need a chair without arms, nice and flat base here. I'm going to make sure that I've twisted my chair at an angle so it's not facing directly in front towards the camera like this, because then I'll lose my space that I had. I actually have to shift it more towards 1:30, halfway between the 1 and the 2 o'clock here. And then I can maintain my lovely straight posture, keep my feet on the floor rather than being tempted to do something like this, or cross your legs or feet, or hook your arm over the chair. Try and keep this lovely space that you had before. You might find it's actually easier if you're sitting slightly on the front of the chair rather than right into the back. Okay, I hope you found that useful and I'll see you for the next lesson. Goodbye.